Well, Job is an interesting, unique character in the Bible. And it's that very interesting, unique character that makes him so useful to us. Because you might get out of the idea that men are priests in their homes if you talk about the patriarchs. Well, they were patriarchs, that's unique to them. You might get out of it if you talk about Noah or Melchisedec or any of those other guys that are somehow related to the Mosaic and Abrahamic covenants and to the patriarchs of Israel. Well, that was them. That doesn't apply to us. But here's Job. He's a Gentile. He doesn't live in the promised land. And yet here we see him using the Old Testament means of grace, offering sacrifices for his children out of deep concern for their spiritual well-being. Now, how is that not something we should learn from? Of course it's something we should learn from. And so that's why I like to preach on Job so much, because there is an unavoidable application to all of us Gentiles. Maybe all those other priests in their home, you could argue, not properly, but you could argue they're just patriarchs. That's because they were Jews in the special line of the patriarchs, and that really doesn't have a specific application to us. Then the question is, what do you do about Job? There's Job. He's a Syrian. He's a Gentile, and he's acting as a priest in his home. And if he was doing that, yes, there may be changes that take place. Yes, we no longer offer animal sacrifices, since those are all fulfilled in Christ. Yes, our family is no longer the church, but the church has developed first into the nation of Israel and then to the spiritual church that we know today and the local churches that we're part of. Okay, so there are changes, but you can't argue from that everything has changed. Job is an example for men today. His example of leading his family and his family worship around sacrifice is an example for us. We have to make central Christ's sacrifice in our leadership of our family. We have to make central Christ's sacrifice as the ability given to us to lead our families aright. And then we have to follow Job's example. We have to have the same spiritual concern. Perhaps my sons have sinned and committed iniquity in their hearts. We have to have the same perseverance, thus Job did continually. And these things are things we have to emulate and imitate. And I think it's just, Job is great because it's so difficult to avoid the force of his example, in my view, that men should be a priest in their home.